Afternoon, everybody. How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? Let's just change that to live chat. So I think I've missed a few messages again, and you'll notice that I've got a very strange voice today. That's because I've got the lurgy yet again. So at some stage my voice will fail today and we'll have to call it a day, but let's hope that it goes on for long enough. So I think we had Tim in first. I can see Joe Matambly, Rob's radio channel, Aaron, Chris Milky. Just going down through. What's going on about is RP10. Afternoon, Alan. Alan Reed. Danish is in. Hi, Paul. Yeah, it is back for round 4. It's one of those things that it's got to work. I mean, I'm not going to not have it working. So I've sort of done a little bit of extra work yesterday afternoon on it, but still no better. Afternoon, Nick and Bob Anderson. Hi, Bob. You feared it would be fixed. No, it's not. It is stubborn. Afternoon, Benji. Thomas Susie, how you doing? Rob Titheridge. It's jumping, it's jumping. Mike Cass, hi Mike. Dave Tipton, how you doing, David? Paul Swift, hi Paul. From Thailand. Very nice. David Tag, hi David. Gavin, hi Gavin. Daryl B, hi Daryl. Electro Sounds in. Rolf's in. Excellent. Lots of people to help me try and work out what the hell's going on with this thing. No, so I have done a bit of work on this, in that I've been through all of the coils. I thought it's being that doesn't seem that we've got any IF at all. Seems that the oscillator's running, because we did check that with a scope week before last. And apologies for last week, but Mrs. Cruncher has a day off on a Sunday, so I just thought it'd be nice to have a bit of a break and spend the day with her. Have my hair cut, watch some films, that sort of thing. So nice to have a Sunday off, but it don't happen very often. Mavis, how you doing? Afternoon, Les. Ah, dear. No mic. Oh, I think meant I had no mic. So yeah, I've been through all of the coils, and I've checked them all out, and they were a pain in the backside, to be fair, but I did get through them. So let's skip over to the schematic a minute. So I think we're there, aren't we? Hopefully. Are we at the... Yes, we are. Okay. So, I mean, I can sort of draw on this, can't I, somehow? Draw. Thickness I can go with... It's not a highlighter, though, is it? Was it a highlighter? Oh, yeah, okay. So we know that the mains coil's working, don't we? We know that one's good. We've got We got the B plus, or whatever you call it, so we know that's good. I'm not sure about the mid, this one here, but I'm assuming that this works, and we seem to have our filaments because the radio is working. The only one I'm not sure on is this center tap, but I mean that must be working for the V3 to get. Yeah, so that's got to be working. So I started off over here, checked the aerial coil. Unusual because it lists 4 pins here. Again, apologies for my voice. It lists 4 pins here. Now there's 4 pins on the thing, but there's only 3 connections. So if you look between pins 2 and 4 here, they go down and they rejoin. So that's where my 3rd connection is. So I was able to find that, and both these coils are fine. Then moved on to this one up here, L5 and 6. Now these 5, 6, 7 and 8 are the IF cans, and I've still got this one in bits at the moment because I need to renew one of the wires, because this wire here, I believe, which is I think this is the top wire, the little clip that sits on top, that's that wire is knackered, so I need to replace that. But check that out, that's fine. I've checked this winding here out, that's fine. I've checked these caps out, 100 picofarads. Now they are slightly high, but they're not high enough to cause a problem, I don't think. So they're okay. Then I moved down to L3 and L4. And again, they're okay. So I was pretty convinced that I had a problem in one of these coils, but it doesn't seem that that is the issue. So it's either some sort of dodgy resistor, the caps are all new. So that's what I've done so far. I believe I've checked R4, which, I mean, these resistors, none of them are really that accurate. I mean, do you start replacing all the resistors, you know? The only other cap that was in question was this one here. And I've measured that. It's not far off, so I think that cap's okay. Certainly we've got connection down to there. I've checked this line down through here as well. That's fine to ground. This I've checked through, all up through here, which is also fine. So I have done a bit of work on it, but I've still not got to the problem yet. So nothing I found really screams to me that this radio is not going to work. But it ain't working, as we know. We've also checked out the output transformer. We know that's fine. And we know that the speaker's okay. MR1, we did swap that out, so that should be okay. I've put a germanium in there facing the right way. So yeah, I think it's this lead here that I need to change, this one. So I'm still at a loss as to what's going on at the moment, and I'm happy for anyone to let me have a go, or let me know what they think anyway. So let's catch up with the chat. No haircut video this time. No, I think you had enough of that last time, Daryl. I think that's just people wanted to ever see who Mrs. Cruncher was, really. John Hughes, afternoon to you, John. Dave Rhodes, afternoon, Dave. And Paul, afternoon, Paul. Yeah, all the smoothing caps are done, Paul. Some old Russian radios, John, is there? Very nice. You can always drop me an email, John. And my email is... Where is my email? There's my email. Drop me an email, John. Let me know what's there and I'll have a look. Afternoon Dits. Yeah, we got a finger. We got a finger ready to go in. The bush. Yeah, no, I know that one is okay, but I will double check that, Paul. That's part of the reason for bringing the schematic out and trying to go through all these just to make sure. But yeah, that's definitely not connected to ground. I'm just wondering whether it's connected in the right place. So Paul's going for the R6, 7 and 8 in the AGC detector circuit. Caps on the transformer. We've done the caps, Joe, I believe. Alignment. If it's way out, it won't work. Yeah, no, good point. Good point, Tim. The valves, I've changed all the valves for new old stock, Bob, but there's not to say that a new old stock valve isn't working, you know, so there's still chance of that, isn't there, really? Still going down through. I've got to stop talking, really. You haven't been on, John, because of computer problems. Wow. Hi, Derek, how are you? Afternoon, H. Neil from Poland. Steve. The hum is better since I've changed one of the valves, Steve, but the main issue is absolutely no reception in the radio whatsoever. So what Rob is saying about injecting 1 kilo... Yeah, I think you mean 1 kilohertz into the grid of the output valve. Is Coco PN210? Not heard of that one before, John. Double check the power supply smooth, the reservoir actually wired. Okay, you had no way of knowing if they were okay in the first place. You're dead right, Derek. All I did was copy what was done originally. Thank you, Chris. More finger fun. I need some nose unblocking. Yeah, I think David's put me a message in which I was going to follow with some very good advice on how to work my way back. And Rob said about injecting into the grid of the audio output valve and then into the second IF stage. So I think we need a plan because I'm just poking around. I think we've checked the voltages, Steve. I think the voltages were okay. One of the voltages was high on both valves that were linked. Now let me have a quick look at that on the schematic again. I think where was the link? I can't remember now. Yeah, there was 2 of the pins where the voltage was a little bit high. between V1 and V2, I think. So I think one of these joins a resistor. Just try to find it here a minute. But anyway, I think there was one of the voltages was wrong between V1 and V2. I think it's supposed to be 107. It was 135. So that the figure was too high, and I believe it was on the grid of V1 and yeah, on the grids. Well, I say that. I think I got my markings wrong, didn't I? But yeah, basically, it's the two grids should have been 107, but they're 135. Yeah, so if I go back to my screen, to my picture, I should say. So the grids are linked together through this wire. Just change the colour of that a minute. Get off. Yeah, so this wire here. You see this one comes and links both grids. And we've got a resistor up here, R4. Now this is high, this voltage. It's, I believe it was 130, so it's 30 volts high, so potentially R4 is wrong, or we're getting too much through this front end here. But I think they did say that 30 volts too high wouldn't cause it not to work. So the voltage on the grids are slightly too high. If you know what I mean. So yeah, R4 we could check. See what that one is. It's a bit tricky to find R4, but I did find it. It's actually shown as underneath the chassis, but it's actually on top. To say, these did differ depending on which manufacturer it was. Right. Okay, Paul, catch you soon, mate. Bush VHF 61. Nice, I think I've got one of those in the loft. Is the transformer okay, especially the middle of the two outputs? That was just one thing that I wasn't 100% sure on, Steve. Oh, they're screens, not the grids. Sorry, David. That's me. Trying to get Winston on it. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? I'm Michael. I think I did say hi. Eject a signal into the output valve. Okay, well, as I say, at the moment the radio is in bits because I pulled it apart to check those those IF cans. And this is one of the IF cans with the can off. These are a sod to get off. If they put some sort of varnish on the thread and then did them up, I had to use heat. This one here actually broke, so I had to solder that one back on. But I've put this one back together now, the top one. But this one I've left off because I've got a really, really crispy wire in here. As you can see, this wire here, it's all broken and cracked. Strange, it's just that one wire. All the rest seem to be fine, but that one's, you know, it's crumbling apart. So I've got to change that one. So I've got a bit of brown wire here to do that. So that's the first job, is get that out and done. Hi Jer, how are you? So we've got the signal generator here, so we can inject some signals. We've got the oscilloscope, so we should be able to follow the signals through the radio. And hopefully find out where it's failing. So say I want to change this wire. You can see I've still got that disconnected because these are slightly high, these caps. I don't think they're high enough to cause a problem. I think I measured that one about 110 picofarads, and it should be 100. The other one's nearer 100. They're slightly off balance, but I don't know. It should be 100 picofarads, and it's 110. I don't know if that's likely to make any difference to it. I wouldn't have thought so, because you can adjust it on the core, can't you? Oh, my poor voice. Let's get the soldering iron sorted. Let's get me up in the corner. So yeah, the center tap's interesting, Steve, because it's difficult to find out where the hell it is in the radio. We'll look at that in a minute. Let's just get this wire here done a minute. And then we'll have a look on the schematic and try and work out where the hell it's connected to. But I thought if the center tap wasn't correct on the transformer, let's hope to hell it's not that, because I'm looking at a transformer rewind else, which that would break the bank at the moment, that would. So I'm just gonna try and heat this up. Try and get this wire off without damaging anything. Can't really see what I'm up to, but I'm trying to desolder this thing here. Because it wraps the hell out of it. Get my eyes on. and unpick it with a soldering iron. Oh, hang on. Broken a damn wire off there, like that. Oh, where's that connected to then? Typical of that wire there was joined to this piece here, so I'm going to have to join a piece on there. That's a bit of a pain. That's me trying to do it very gently, and I've gone and pulled out the the one wire I didn't want to touch. What was that joined onto then? Right, let's get a bit of enamelled copper and join onto that. The temperature on the iron's 350, Joe. Right, let's see if we can tin these wires. Right, it's best to join this together. I should put a little tiny bit of a hook in each. Oh. It's joined. better. All right. Get a bit of Rimmel on there. Other brands are available. Hi Christoph, how are you? There's no sort of universal temperature really to have a soldering iron. Everybody's different, aren't they? And it depends what you're working on at the time as well. So wrap that around there. Just melt that on. And you'll just clamp the forceps on there just to heat sink that so it doesn't unsolder it again, but saying that it is hooked together in there, so it should be alright. So it takes a bit of burning through the insulation on that. Right, that's the coil wire sorted. Just got to connect a new brown wire to that. Yeah, that is crusty as you like, that wire. Yeah, I was debating whether to come on live today or not, but I couldn't let you down 2 weeks on the trot. That'd be unfair. Right, my nice new wire. It does need proper refinishing. I do want to do that, Rolf. I do want to bring it back to its former glory, so to speak. Right, let's have a look at this and see if I can wrap this around somehow. That way, well, that way be better. No way's good, really. Tuck it around there, make sure it's not touching that screw. Push that in a little bit because I don't want it touching the side of the can. There we go. So let's just double check that we've still got our coil there. I'm pretty sure we have. So the coil is between there and there. And we've got 17 ohms. Check the other side. Also 17 ohms. So both those coils are 17 ohms. I think in the instructions it gives you the coils, and it says they should be 7 ohms, but 17, I mean, then they're certainly not open. I think this is basically what they've taken when they've... Where's my screen grab? Yeah, if you look over here, it gives you the IF transformer, primary and secondary, 7 and 7 ohms. The second IF has got another tapping on it, which is irrelevant really. So there's a slight difference between the other two coils on the first one that I put in. But yeah, should be 7 according to this. But it's 17. Unusual, but I don't think that's an issue. Is the cap lead in danger of touching the cam? I don't think so. You mean this? You mean this one? That goes through the hole in the top, doesn't it? Let's pull this one through then. Poke them up through there. And that's got to join up down here on this terminal. And while we're in here with this wire out of the way, we'll have a look at that other one to make sure it's definitely in the right place and investigate whether we've got the center tap. Steve says that is important. That's the AGC line, so appreciate you all coming in today to give me a hand with this. Certainly going to need it. As I say, this is not my forte normally. I like to dabble in it, but I don't profess to knowing a lot about them, so right, that's where it's got to go to. Right, so let's look at this. This cap here is the one in question because it doesn't go to chassis like the others. Now, I want to make sure that it's in the right place. So it's going... So it's definitely from the transformer. We've got the red wire coming down from the transformer. So, what's this one here? This has got to be C16, so that's the wire from the transformer there. So we need to check from there. So let me just put a clip lead on that a minute. And really stiff. That's one of my old rubbish ones, that's why. Gonna rip the end off of one of my leads. Let's get all my decent ones are out. Probably scattered all over the floor or attached to another radio somewhere. Right, that's one side. That's the... So the other ones are going to be... Let's go up to that valve base as well, is it? Now, if I'm not mistaken, that red wire goes to one of the valve bases, so it might be that this is wired up wrong. Let's just put the multimeter on continuity a minute. Just so you can hear what I'm doing. So I'm going to connect one end to this green wire, which is one side of C16, which should be the center tap of T12, which is there. But that's... Okay, well there's a coil there in between, isn't there? I'm wondering if that's wired right, you know. I mean, I will get continuity. This is the problem because of the way it's laid out. So let's have a look for R13. Which one is R13? R12. Where the hell is R13 then? R13 then is in there besides C7. I got it, okay. Right, I'm just trying to work out what the hell's going on. GT Jeff, hello Jeff. Rust down the tuning capacity. You had to change the caps inside the IF cans. Yeah, I have checked those, Timothy, and they do check out all right. Just catching up with the chat. Thanks for subscribing, MH. Progress, I hope too, Jeff. Just working through it now. There's some strange wiring going on here, if we're to believe the circuit diagram. Just trying to work out where the hell R13 is. The problem with the resistors is they're all weird colours that I don't understand. Let's clean them up a bit and see if I can find out which one is which. I think that was R13 there. Could be that one. Gotta be careful because the isopropyl is likely to take the paint off. Yeah, see, I don't understand the markings on these resistors. Let me just see if I can find it where it is. So here's our board, and I believe they're over this side. And I think it's that one up in the corner there. Get the light a bit better for you. So, actually no, it's over this side. It's over here more. It looks like maybe that one there. That one in there, perhaps. Which looks to me like it's got two green stripes on it. It looks like it was a third green stripe on it that's worn off. R13 is supposed to be 220. Would green be 220? For all of you that know. Let's have a look. So I think it's that one. 800 mega ohm. Green is 5. Next one over to your right. You mean this sticking one up here? Or this one here? Because it's really difficult. If you look at the... probably easier for me to show you on here. If you look at this picture here, probably got a better idea on this diagram. So if I look at that, which way round is it though? Because we've got a big one either side. I think it's that way round. I think it's that way round, which means that's R15. R5, R9, R11, R6, C10, R7, no, because we've got this resistor jumping across here. Corners. We don't seem to have this resistor. It's not on that on that plan. Let me have a look. So if I count the holes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hole number 10 should be R13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we've got this bridging resistor here. Which according to the schematic should go between there and there. This one down here, R8. It seems to be jumping between R7 and R13. Assuming this is R13. Now this is, looks like red and something that I can't see. red and maybe orange or brown. Red, brown. So red, brown. Ah, there we go. That's the boy. So that should be 220. Just measure that while we're in here. 205, so it's gone a bit low, but now I've lost my train of thought now. So C13, so R13 also connects to that capacitor. So that should be connected to that cap. But it's not. It's at the negative side of that cap. It's not. That cap is connected to that capacitor there. So this could be where we're wrong. So if you look at the capacitor here, is connected to this point, which according to the diagram, that is C7. So that's also connected to R8 and the center tap. So R8 is that one there. That's disappearing over here for some reason. This is wired different to the picture I've got. I'm sure it is. Yeah, I mean, that's, according to this, that should be connected to there. You know, that should be connected to the center tap, which I think is that wire there. But that resistor, is that attached to the center tap or not? No, it doesn't appear to be. So the positive of that should be attached to, yeah, okay, so that side of that cap's correct. This side down here, but there's something badly wrong here with the wiring. So someone's been messing with this. So if we were to temporarily take that off and tack it onto there, my question really is now this wire coming off here comes off of this resistor. It's difficult to give you those of you that are on a telly might be able to get the picture-in-picture. Can I do a picture-in-picture screen cap and then put this on top of it? I might be able to. Okay. Let me try something then. Let's go to the schematic. So that's a schematic. But then if I come back to there, it's going to be like pictures all over the place, isn't it? Yeah, that don't work. Okay. Forget that. Forget that. So this wire connected to this resistor. If we look on the schematic, R4 and C16 connect to one side of this, the positive. The negative connects to this center tap, but I've got a wire going from here to the transformer, which could be this one. That's on the positive side of that. Yeah, that's that one. So I'm wondering where the hell this wire is. I haven't found this wire yet. So I think that one's my red wire. I think that's my red wire off of R14 going down to the transformer. Because that's also connected to one pin, and it will be shown on 2 pins because of the winding. So that's correct, because that was shown on 2 pins. This pin here and this pin. So I was getting a reading on both of those. So I was getting a reading on all 3 points there, which is correct. This wire here, this is the one I need to find. So we know now that the C16 is connected to the wrong point. C16 is connected into C7 over here. Is that sort of... No, it doesn't even do it on a roundabout way. I suppose it does through R8. But then R8 is that little one that jumps over the top. Ah, no, okay, right. So R8 and R13 should be connected to the center tap of that transformer. So let's get that capacitor taken off of there a minute. Because this is in the wrong place here. That is wrong. That is connected over here. Right, I think hopefully you're with me and you understand what I'm saying there. David's off, is he? Thanks, David. Just for your help. Once we get the wiring sorted, then it may cure it, or it may mean that I've got to go back to the drawing board and use your excellent fault finding suggestions, David. So sleep well, mate, and you'll have to catch up with the carnage tomorrow. Just hoping I can stay alive enough to finish this today. I really want to get this radio working. I can concentrate on the restoration then, once it's working. Right, that is wrong. Let's go on there. Let's leave that there for a minute. That is now in the right place. But as I say, I did it exactly as it was before. So that is now joined to this resistor, which should somehow be connected. So that junction there should be the center tap of that transformer as well, but where would that be coming from though? Ah, okay. Black wire. There's a black wire. There's a black wire here. This little boy here. So this black wire is the center tap. That one there, that's the black wire there. So that's the center tap to the transformer. So yeah, we are connected correctly now. How bizarre is that though? Don, how you doing, mate? So I didn't see you pop in. I've got to make sure I get this one in the right place now, because I'm a bit confused about this now. Pretty sure that was there, wasn't it? So just let me check my drawing here then. So I've just pulled off one of the wires from the coil. Goes to the anode of V2. Pretty sure that was in there, wasn't it? Should take a picture of it, shouldn't I? Silly boy. Yeah, it was. So maybe someone's recapped that and then discarded it as not working and gave up on it. All along it was just wired wrong. I'll have to have a look back through the footage that I shot originally just to make sure it wasn't actually me that did that. I don't think it was, because I just copied exactly what was there before. No, it doesn't leave the other cap out of circuit. It's connected. It's connected in underneath. There's a link in there which links it across to here, which is that IF transformer. I think we're onto something. Yeah, you're dead right, Derek. As I say, that was one of the things. That was the only cap that I couldn't really place properly, but that is definitely the center tap. So that means I can check that the coil is okay now, can't I, on the center tap, because that should go to both pins. So that center tap goes to both of the anodes of the rectifier, if that's what you call them. So we know that center tap is there. So it should go, is it there? No. Be there. 300 ohms. 300 ohms. So yeah, that's not open. Yeah, not connected to either of those. So yeah, we've got 300 ohms either side of that. Which I believe is correct. So I've got lots of things to put back together now. The first I think I'm going to put back is that IF cam, because that is hairy. And also this coil down here I've disconnected to test. Gonna have fun to get that back up through the hole again, aren't I? Am I lucky enough to be able to get that? Got it. So when you got it, right, slide that up through there. Sure in. Hopefully this will be a damn sight easier to put on than it was to take off. Got a little drop of oil on there. Just to help start it off. Nut spinner. That went on a lot easier. Interesting to have a look inside there. It did give me a chance to replace that very ugly wire. So they're going to need to come off at a later date anyway to restore the chassis, because it's going to need zinc plating, or not zinc plating, zinc paint on it. Right. Hot, hot. Alright, I'm going to put the cap back on, and what have I done with that? That's here. So it went like that. I'm going to open up that one there. There's no wonder it made a humming noise and that, isn't it, if that was in the wrong place. It's not a surprise. Hopefully it hasn't hurt it in any other way. That valve top's gone a bit weak now, I think. I reckon if I bend that back, it's going to just snap clean off. Can't see what I'm doing. I'm just putting the cap back on the valve top there. Oh, hang on. Damn. You're right, because I actually desoldered. I desoldered one of the wires on the silver mica. God, that would really confuse the hell out of me, wouldn't it? I actually desoldered one of the wires, so you are right there. Thank you for that, Derek. You guys save me all the time, don't you? What would I do without you lot? I'd be totally lost, wouldn't I? Fumbling around in the dark, with never a clue what's going on. Yeah, I disconnected one side of the wire to test it. Like a fool, I didn't put it back. So thank you very much for spotting that, Derek, and anyone else that mentioned it. Yes, this one here is not even connected, look. So I don't think that would have worked somehow. I think that would not have worked. So not only would it potentially have touched the can, it would have totally not worked because we've got no capacitor connected. Like I say, it's damn lucky I got you lot to look after me, isn't it? It's because I've got no finger in me yet. This is what it is. This is the issue. Too hasty to try and get the thing back together, see? Got too excited. Try again. Try again. Drink too much and use a lot of bad language. I'm drinking nothing at the moment, to be honest, with this damn throat. Ugh. Strange that just that one wire was really crusty, wasn't it? Right. We've got to remember that the west detector's still disconnected, so we'll check it with a diode. If it works with a diode, what I think I'll do is I'll take the diode back out of circuit and put the west detector back in and see if that's still working. Right, that's that bit redone. I've got to reconnect this. Again, was not the easiest thing on the planet to do. Where was that? These? Yeah. We're getting there. Irresistible to rodents. You don't want that? Sounds like Maddie's going out for a walk. It's all gone quiet now, isn't it? I've shut up. I need to, my voice. I need to get some finger in me. What's that one? Now how the hell am I going to get that bottom one in? How did I take it out? That's the washer on. There's the nut. Never got it, have I? Amazing. That one easy. What's that? Got to rejoin that with that. Where are you? Thrown this chassis around everywhere. You haven't got a clue what I'm doing, have you? Apologies. Yeah, it's time to get the finger in. Let's that one back together. Right, okay, it's time to start thinking about powering this thing up again then. See if that has cracked it. I will be giving myself a beating if I've actually done that wrong. I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure. I'm 99% sure that I put it in exactly the same place as it came out of. You know, as I say, I'm not that au fait with these sets, so I would have been extra careful to make sure that I had actually done that. But you know, wouldn't be the first time I've made a mistake, would it? Yeah, that's that crusty old wire, look. The state of that. Didn't have to replace a lot of wiring in this, actually. I haven't soldered the top cap on. Damn. Don't hold it with your hands, Graham, and solder it. Oh dear. Don't touch it. Right. So our EF39 I seem to have lost my chart of the valves. I think it's downstairs. EF39 is a V2. Just goes in there. That means this one must go there. A nice old output valve. Goes in there. And the rectifier now, is that the old or the new one? That's the cotter, that's the old one. Where have you put the new one then, Graham? What safe place have you put that in? I think I did put that outside. So I'm going to grab that a minute. Wow, what have I done with that then? Did I put it back in its box, I wonder? I'm juggling sort of 3 repairs at once at the moment, and it's a bit it's getting a bit crazy in this room to try and work, really. It's getting beyond the joke now. ECH35, it's not that one. Houston, we've lost the rectifier. Now, what the hell have I done with that? Did I put it in with the other ones? The thing is, I would have put it somewhere really safe. And that's the worst place you can put things, is somewhere safe, because you can never find it ever again. It's that safe. It's that safe, you'll never get it again. No, I did have One of these boxes had the rectifiers in it. There's this one here. I wonder if that's it there. There's a Mazda UU5, wasn't it? I mean, there's a UU5 there, but I don't know if that one works or not. It's definitely not that one. Yeah. Right, let me go on a valve hunt then. Somewhere I've got a box with a UU5 in it. Wasn't that one? No. What earth have I done with that? I'm going hunting. Okay, well there's the other output valve that I picked up, supposedly new old stock, but it don't look new old stock to me. It looks like old stock. I'm sure I rested it inside the body of the radio, and unless I leave it in the case. Ah, that's where I left it. Okay. Mystery's over. I left it inside the case for safekeeping. Just in there, look. Fool. Right. So I have got another output valve if the output's down on it. Let's put the case in the back there. Okay. Right. Let's start hooking up. That's the output, not the output, the rectum fryer. Bob, thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. The valve, yeah, not valve. There's no valves in this, it says valves. Did down here anyway. Right, let's give me hands a wipe off, and then I'm going to crack open what is hopefully going to be my my prize for making a radio from 1944 work. Certainly wouldn't have worked before. Yeah, we found a connection, Christoph, that had been put on the wrong place. Now, I'm sort of like fighting with myself here as to whether I actually did that, but I know when I took the capacitors off, I was very, very careful to put them back in the same place as they were before. So it looks like whoever redid the caps put one of them back in the wrong place. I haven't checked the others, to be fair, but we have got HT, so I've got to assume that they're right. So I'm going to crack open the infamous Bishop's finger. I'm going to pop the finger straight in. Because my voice is starting to go a bit weird. Hi Derek, how are you? Scary hot bottles, Derek. Hot bottles that don't work. Kent Beer of the Year. Gold for 2023, look. They love the finger too, in Kent. So cheers everybody, and let's hope, fingers crossed, that this thing, after all this effort, will once again sing. Well, it was Steve mentioned about C16 being in the right place, and I can remember looking at the schematic at the time and wondering why it wasn't connected to ground. So all of those sort of things ring alarm bells. I think Derek also said that check that one. So there's lots of help and general head scratching, and I think, well, I hope that probably that we're there. I can't maneuver the chair because I've got so much stuff on the floor. This room I've got this week off, so I'm really going to have to clear this room up because it'll mean I can get more repairs done if I've got a clean room. I've got to tidy up after every job at the moment. It's a real pain. If I clear everything, I'll have plenty of room to have multiple things on the go. And can you remember that SW55 of Clint's? That's still here. I still haven't managed to track that down. That's a real head scratcher. So much so that I actually recapped another SW55 that I bought for spares and repairs. Recapped it, got it all working, and lo and behold, it's got exactly the same fault on it, which is misaligned sideband, garbled sideband that you can read it just about, and slightly off frequency. So both radios have got the same fault, and I really can't work out for the life of me what it is. sort of racked my brain. I've sat for hours reading through all the schematics, trying to work out how it all works, and I just cannot suss that out. And now I've got another one that's exactly the same. It's a bit of a mystery. It's a lot of a mystery. Right. Lamp limiter. Lamp limitary. Let's get the old Cliff quick test. Now, I believe, well, I think we can reconnect the ground again now, because I think we're going to be okay. Why is that not sitting straight then? Because it's not straight anyway, is it? I must put a link to these, because that's a very useful bit of kit to have if you've got appliances without plugs on them. It's what it says on the box. It is a quick test. It just allows you to clamp the wires in without a plug. I must order up a Bakelite plug for this as well. Those Bakelite plugs are really, really smart, but they're hellish expensive. Right. We need to connect an aerial. Now we get that green lead. That needs to go on there. And we need the ground, which is the bottom one there. Need a lead on that. Got to put the rectifier back in yet, so don't all start shouting at the at the screen. I'm just leaving that out to the last minute because it's a bit precarious on top, the rectifier. So that's me aerial side sorted. Green is my antenna. Grey is the ground. So let me connect that up. Okay. I need to mark these again because one is the antenna, one is the ground. There we are, that's that bit done. Just going to connect it up to the radio. Right, okay, rectifier. It's lovely to see these brand new valves. Unreal, isn't it? people manage to keep these for so long. Someone like me comes along and buys them all at once. Right, full set of valves. Speakers are connected. Safe out the way. Aerial's connected. The switch, I believe, is on anyway. Flick that on. Pop the overhead light off. Let's ease you up a bit so you can see the lamp behind. And let's hope we don't have any of the incredible magic smoke. Right, stop winding her. Okay, I'm going up to 100 volts, just let it sit on 100 for a minute. Let's see if there's anything happening. So I'm on lamp at the moment, it's drawing 50 milliamps. A little bit of glow on the rectifier. It's got 150. 150 volts, 70 milliamps. More glow. Can hear some crackling. It's coming up. That sounds better. I can hear my mobile phone now. Right, let's go higher. Let's take it up to mains voltage now.
Aston Villa at 4.
Oh!
7 minutes of added on time, which we're now
yes!
in.
Woohoo!
It offers, albeit late.
She works.
Supported by Anfield. Alexander Arnold from the captain. To run another goal-bound effort wide. It's incredible. He's 2 yards out.
Yes.
Mitchell, the world of goal, and Mitchell comes from nowhere and blocks it. Unbelievable. Cross comes in from the corner kick. Heroic defending by Crystal Palace this afternoon. You think that they've prevented 3 certain goals. Mitchell, the one from Klein earlier on as well. And then the
full mains now.
Of Nunez. We welcome listeners to the BBC World Service. Here we are at Anfield in the closing stages. We're in the first minute, or in fact just a minute, of the minimum of 7 here at Anfield, where Crystal Palace are still leading Liverpool by 1-0. A goal from Eberechi Eze in the 14th minute of the game. And Liverpool's title challenge is seriously faltering. Elliott, back it goes. Liverpool camped inside the Palace half, but Palace have defended manfully throughout this second half. Van Dijk waits. Passes the ball towards Alexander Arnold. Rolls it out towards Elliott. Elliott swings over the cross. Black by Ayew. Cleared then by Wharton. Ayew now has to go it alone, the Ghanaian. Runs forward. Short of the halfway line. Has no options. Passes the ball back to Riedewald. Van Dijk steps forward. Prevents it from reaching Schrupp. Forward ball. Here is Mo Salah. Salah waits for the ball to settle. Goes down inside the penalty area. Jota forced out wide left-hand side. They've doubled up on Jota. And Munoz will be there for Crystal Palace. And they're going to throw Liverpool down by the corner flag over on that far side, and 5 minutes remain. Still they trail. Sabosai, Canate, 30 yards out from goal. Salah, Mitchell, tracking him every step of the way, tight as ever. Edouard tries to put...
10 half.
Into the penalty area on the left-hand side, delivers the cross. Salah's touch goes away from him, out of the box. Alexander-Arnold plays the flat ball in.
Such a big partner Anderson, and they've been a wall today. Even though they have been breached a few times, the goal is still intact at the minute. Ian.
Here is Elliott. 4 minutes remain. Palace still lead by a goal to nil. Title slipping away.
How about that?
Hope slipping away here at Anfield. Elliott now, edge of the area. Elliott onto his left foot, delivers the cross over the head of everybody. Did it take a deflection? Liverpool players thought so. Referee Chris Kavanagh says not. Goal kick, Liverpool 0. Palace 1, 93.5 minutes played. Lerma's gone down. I'm not surprised if he's got cramp.
He's been everywhere today. He's given so much to his team. I know the fans are a little bit frustrated, but an injury's an injury, you know. And he's been a stalwart today. I think he's been brilliant for Palace. As is young Morton in midfield. I think he's had a great game as well. In this environment against the quality of opposition, I think he stood out for me as well.
Judging by the bottom tier of that
The speeches are copyright, are they?
They've only kept 2 clean sheets in their last 23. They're going to keep a clean sheet here today, and you would think 5 points clear of the relegation zone before today.
I have to find the modulator. What have I done with that? That's it. That's the long wave one. Derek's very kindly sent me over a couple of the medium, the long wave modulators to give away at some stage. So when we do the next giveaway, someone will be able to have one. Excuse me. I'm not sure where it is here at the moment. I don't want to touch too much because I've obviously got mains voltage on the bench.
Hughes and Wharton in the first half.
Seems to be holding in well.
The team, they're just a different team when those two play together. And they were brilliant first half.
So I've bypassed the lamp now. It's on mains voltage.
They've moved it up a little bit, but it looks like they're going to come away with an unbelievable result here.
Certainly does. They haven't beaten.
It's got loads of volume.
13 meetings since Sam Allardyce and 2 goals from Christian Benteke 7 years ago. After that, Liverpool went on a long unbeaten run of 68 games here at Anfield. But their undefeated run in the Premier League of 28 is going to be coming to an end. The Crystal Palace fans in that half of the Anfield Road end towards the left as we look are starting to celebrate. They know that they're going to get...
There's no hum with it or anything. It's really nice.
Under Oliver Glasner.
Yeah, there's a little bit of hum from my variac, but nothing.
Can they salvage a point, even though that probably won't be enough? As the ball is played back to Allison. Jurgen Klopp is having a word with the assistant referee, Chris Kavanagh, as
I think there's a little off the ball incident between Lerma and Salah.
Lerma's been shown a yellow card as a result, and a free kick has been awarded to Liverpool. Lerma's shown a yellow card.
We need to get the modulator ready, don't we? Get a bit of Winston firing through him. And I've got to find what I've done with that now. You haven't listened to a bit of football.
I remember being at the Hawthorns when he scored a goal for Liverpool. With the 7 minutes of added on time, they're all but over. In goes the free kick. Van Dijk gets his header on that. And eventually it's dealt with. Sabosai runs the ball out of play for a goal kick. And once again the high fives from Anderson and Henderson at the back. And Crystal Palace have won. hammering halt.
Sorry, Liverpool fans, that may have made your, well, ruined your day.
Crystal Palace outstanding in every aspect. Attacking and adventurous in the first half, resilient and stubborn in the second, and Liverpool have lost back-to-back games here at Anfield. Europe on Thursday, the Premier League today, and Crystal Palace held on. Liverpool 0, Crystal Palace 1.
Glorious.
Incredible result for Crystal Palace. Congratulations to them. Their first half performance was absolutely brilliant. Liverpool really tried to force
Found it.
the second half, and to be fair, they had 4 clear-cut, and I mean clear-cut chances to get them back into the game, but it wasn't to be. And it's a huge blow. It might be irreparable in terms of the title shots. You can't lose games at home at this stage of the season. And what a horrible week it's been for Liverpool, a draw and a defeat on Thursday and a defeat again.
Next thing I'll find is a 9-volt battery.
But they should have done with the opportunities they had. But let's give an enormous amount of credit to Oliver Glasner and his team. There's some brilliant individual performances, and as you quite rightly said, they were so resolute.
What a scoreline. Not many people would have seen this one coming as the Palace players go over to celebrate with their travelling support. It's finished here at Anfield.
Severe lack of 9-volt batteries. I've only got a rechargeable. That may not work.
What a scoreline, and that really shakes up this 3-pronged title race. So the table before Arsenal kick off at 4:30.
I've got a 9-volt here somewhere.
Manchester City top, 73 points, 32 games played, and a goal difference of plus 44. Arsenal second, 71 points, 2 behind, with a game in hand. That's against Aston Villa at 4:30, and a goal difference of plus 51. Liverpool have now played 32, the same amount as Manchester City, 71 points. And they're 10 goals worse at this stage than Arsenal in the goal difference stage. Neil Lennon, you've just said you can't lose games at home at this stage of the season. 6 games left. Liverpool's next 3 all away from Anfield. They're in a massive hole now.
Yeah, if you analyse the game in the cool light of day, Fletch, they just didn't start the game well at all. The first half performance was poor, and it doesn't matter, you know. 4-3 double. What quality? It's going to negotiation, but they did miss Premier.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that's working. That's not good. I've managed to bend the wires over. Let's give them a little tweak back. Better. Right, let's get the old phone out. Have you got a 9-volt transformer? No, I haven't. So you think those speeches are all copyrighted? We don't really want to get a copyright hit, do we? I don't think I had a copyright before when I was playing them, but I don't know. Right, okay. Wartime speeches 1939.
Hit that second half. I thought the shape.
Seriously. The 100-meter sprint.
In the centre midfield. And
Yeah, I don't think that battery's got anything left in it. Oh, hang on. There's the other one. I've got it. This one's got some power in it.
in the first half. I saw City play yesterday. You know, they're like, you know, a machine.
The heroic saw shows that the soul of Poland is indestructible, and that she will rise again like a rock which may for a spell be submerged by a tidal wave, but which remains a rock. What is the second event of this first month? It is, of course, the assertion of the power of Russia. Russia has pursued a bold policy of interest. We could have wished that the Russian armies on their present line as the friends and allies of Poland instead of as invaders. The Russian army should stand on this line was clearly necessary for the safety of Russia against the Nazi menace. At any rate, the line is there. And an eastern front has been created which Nazi Germany does not dare assail. What is the third event? Here
Give us the tools and we will finish the job. A world broadcast from London, February the 9th, 1941. During the celebrations which followed the announcement of Germany's unconditional surrender, Winston Churchill delivered a speech from the balcony of the Ministry of Health in Whitehall, May the 8th, 1945.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, H. Neil.
finest hour. A speech to the House of Commons, the date 18th of June 1940.
We do not yet know where we are coming from, or whether the French resistance belongs, both in France and in the earlier part of the peace. The French government is throwing away great opportunities and casting adrift our future if they do not continue the war in accordance with their treaty obligations, from which...
There you are.
Therefore, will sink into the...
The Sinking of the Graf Spee, a radio speech to the world from London, December the 18th, 1939.
Ladies and gentlemen, the news which had come from Montevideo has been received with thankfulness in our island and with unconcealed satisfaction in the greater part of the world. The packet battleship Graf Spee, which has been for many weeks preying upon the trade of the South Atlantic, has met her doom. And throughout a vast expanse of water, the peaceful shipping of all nations may, for a spell at least,
Thanks,
enjoy
Chris.
the freedom of the seas. The end of the raider came in the form most serviceable to those who have taken up arms in accordance with the covenant of the League.
It's great that those speeches are still surviving, isn't it, really? He did do a good old speech, didn't he, old Churchill? Mind you, it's crazy times before my time, obviously, so I've only picked it up second hand. But
He had the choice of submitting in the ordinary manner to internment, which would have been unfortunate for her, or of coming out to fight and going down in battle like the Royal Pindit, which would have been honorable to her. She discovered a third alternative. She came out not to fight, but to sink herself in the fairway of a neutral state.
During the celebrations which followed the announcement of Germany's unconditional surrender, Winston Churchill delivered a speech from the balcony of the Ministry of Health building to the crowds in Whitehall, May the 8th, 1945.
did he really, Joe? Yeah, that was scary stuff. You're right, the war in the Pacific did continue.
Worst, and we will do our best. A speech at a luncheon given by the London County Council after the review of the Civil Defence Services in Hyde Park, July the 14th, 1941.
London is so vast and so strong. She is like a prehistoric monster into whose armored hide showers of arrows can be shot in vain. But a frightful measure of cruelty has been inflicted upon the great cities and seaports of the country. And I say here, when we are entitled to speak of London affairs, particularly, I say here, that we honor them for their constancy in a comradeship of suffering, of endurance, and of triumph. That comradeship under this unprecedented novel pressure.
I'm just going through these and just pressing them just to have a listen to what.
From the BBC in London, Winston Churchill speaks on the first month of war, October 1st, 1939, a world broadcast.
The British Empire and the French Republic have been at war with Nazi Germany for a month tonight. We have not yet come at all to the severity of fighting, which is to be expected. But three important things have happened. First, Poland has been again overrun by two of the great powers which held her in bondage for 150 years, but were unable to quench the spirit of the Polish nation. The heroic defense of Warsaw shows that the soul of Poland is indestructible, and that she will rise again like a rock.
This is NBC.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're standing by for further words from Honolulu, and we expect to rejoin them in just a moment. However, here's a bulletin which has just come in to the NBC newsroom in New York. Now, the Japanese ambassador and Kurusu, the special Japanese envoy, were at the State Department at the time of the White House's announcement of the attacks on Hawaii. The two Japanese went to see Secretary of State Hall at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and remained about 20 minutes. Please give me now music.
Joint session, a session that will hear the President of the United States deliver his message that will ask for a declaration of war with Japan. The House chamber, always looking small and overcrowded, has today attained its dignity at all times. Even the great girders that temporarily support the glass.
Yeah, that's not a very good recording, is it? Sounds shocking on here. But there you are. Well, it does work. Podcasts. What we got? Places and travel. Alan Carr, Life's a Beach.
This episode is brought to you by Disney Plus. Before we get into the podcast, I've got a question for you. Do you think you know Disney Plus? Yes, no, whatever the answer is, you're missing half the story. Disney Plus is bigger and better than you could ever imagine. From action-packed period dramas like FX's Shogun to mansions, momages and marriages in the Kardashians. Disney Plus is a mind-blowing lineup of titles. Visit Disney Plus. 18 plus. Subscription required. This episode is brought to you by EasyJet Holidays.
The bandwidth seems very narrow on it.
Provide unforgettable luxury getaways to almost 100 destinations across Europe and beyond at unbeatable prices. From beach escapes to city breaks, discover thousands of hand-picked 4 and 5.
That's Alan Carr's podcast. Dear, oh dear. Yeah. Not very relevant, is it? Unfortunately, this is interfering with it as well, which doesn't help, does it? I don't know if I can connect it into the computer. No, because I've got to have a funny adapter thing for that. So there you are. I mean, it's a worker.
You're back at 11. So we're going to be in the top side, and you have to deal with that again emotionally, which is really tough to do. And
Still working.
Brilliantly to manage that situation, half time, everything to play for Munich.
When you talk about that emotional, you can't teach that, can you? Really? Can you as a manager, or do they just have to learn that on the field in big games, how they take that into the last 7 matches you've got?
I think that's something that you have to work on daily with a lot of aspects. So
yeah, I know what you're saying, Paul.
Are leaving certain things in your system and as a team to be able to deal with them.
So that's Mikel Arteta. We were chatting about this earlier in the programme today, about the mindset of the Arsenal team at this stage of the season, based on what they experienced a year ago when Manchester City went charging past them after they'd seemingly got the title in their grasp at one point. As they get nearer to the finish line, Danny, are they going to? How are they going to be feeling? Do you think? Do you think they're going to be mentally stronger?
Oh, the West Texture, yeah, we're going to try that, won't we?
Last year around certain brains right now.
Well, look, Mikel Arteta will be hoping.
Yeah, you're right. We were going to try the West Texture. Good call. It's all going to be very warm and very, very bitey at the moment. Some. Oh, pop it over. It's going to be quite easy to reconnect that. It says whacking the rectifier. Right, let's see if we've got any voltages flying around in here. Let's pop the light back on. Yeah, I did say we would reconnect that, didn't I? So it's obviously going to need to be a lot of work done cosmetically on this to get it back up to a sort of a period condition, what it would be like. It's a shame I haven't got the clamp for in underneath where all the old capacitors went, but saying that, you can't really see that. When you look at it on top, it's as it would have been back in the day. Right, so let's see what we've got on the caps. Well, that's dropped off a lot quicker, hasn't it? 3.8 volts. .9, 4 volts. There's nothing flying about up here anywhere. Of course, we've got the chassis grounded now, so maybe there's no voltage up here anywhere, is there? No. Okay, that's let's pop the diode out then, which is up the top here. You can see the diode on the screen there. If I turn the chassis around a bit so you can see what I'm up to. You might not see it because of this. Oh, you can just about see the West Texture there. Like. Get it center cam. It might. There we go. Trouble is I can't see it now. So let's reconnect the West Texture, because I mean that might be a better detector than the diode. I don't know. Obviously, it was designed for that one. It'd be interesting to see if it actually still works. That's the diode out. That's the West Texture back in. Let's just put a little bit of solder on that as well. Obviously, I am disconnected from the mains. Let's see if it works with its west tactor in then. Let it heat up a bit. I've still got it on lamp. I'm going to wind it up. Mm, 240 volts.
So the players are out at the Emirates, and this is the opportunity for Arsenal to go back to the top
Still
of the
works.
table.
It's a bit intermittent for some reason. I think it's a...
Champions League dream into more of the reality. Big one this. Liverpool have been beaten already today. What's the latest twist in this fascinating title race? The commentary team at the Emirates, the former Wales international, Danny Gabardon, is alongside Chris White. Darren, very much welcome everybody. Under grey skies, but on a mild Sunday afternoon.
It does sound a bit better, actually.
In the Premier League, and I think it is fair to say that most Arsenal fans would have been where they fly across the Sahara. Premier League, Manchester City, back to where they began this weekend at the summit. This will be Premier League champions for the first time in 20 years. Packed inside this stadium, really difficult to get a ticket to Arsenal games at the moment. Understandably so, because right now Mikel Arteta's team are playing fast, fluent, fabulous football, and how do Aston Villa...
It works.
Today, a Villa team that have only won one in their last 5 in the Premier League and are looking a little wobbly right at a time where they need to stiffen up if they are to finish in the top 4. Let's have a look at the two teams with all tracksuit tops now off. Arsenal and Aston Villa players having conversations, having hugs, ready to go on the pitch below us. For Arsenal, 3 changes from here on Tuesday night that they drew 2-2, but of course we're behind in. Zinchenko, Trossard and Jesus come in. Kivior, Jorginho and Martinelli all drop to the bench. So Raya in goal, White, Saliba, Gabriel and Zinchenko. And then Rice in a midfield 3 with Ødegaard and Kai Havertz, who of course more recently has been playing as that number 9 for Arsenal. Trossard and Saka either side of Gabriel.
There you are, still working. I'm just wondering whether any of these rectifier valves I've got here work. Be interesting to see. That one I'm not sure if that's compatible or not. So VU39A. Pass. Don't even know who that's made by. Could try this UU that's very rattly. This is a Cosser, which was in it originally. Something's very loose in that. I don't know if it's in the valve itself or the so this is one that I had in that stash of valves that I bought that time. It's not looking good, doesn't sound good, but I think what we'll do is we'll reduce that right back and bring it up gradually again. See if he lights up. Be interesting, wouldn't it? $100 volts. Can't see anything glowing there at all. It's drawing 50 milliamps, so try 150. It should start conducting about there. Let's turn that light there off. Oh, it's glowing. It's glowing. Best way to test a valve, isn't it? You don't need valve testers. It's working.
Underway with Arsenal in possession on this near right side with White 10 yards inside his own half, clipping one down the right wing for Saka to chase. He is taking no chances, putting it out of play. Arsenal throw deep inside Villa's half on the right as we welcome listeners from the BBC World Service. We're 2 minutes in here at Arsenal's Emirates.
What do you know?
Against Aston Villa, the last of these instalments on another weekend of title games that means so much to Arsenal, to Liverpool, beaten today by Crystal Palace, and of course to Manchester City, who at the moment are at the top of the tree after their emphatic win yesterday against Luton. Odegaard, Jesus, now Saka in the box.
Brilliant.
Jesus stopped by McGinn. He didn't want to dive into the challenge because he had to really...
Well, that one works. Bit of a tight fit, but not a bit of a tight fit, a lot of a tight fit. So the base needs to come off of that one, I think, because I think there's some broken bits of glass in the base itself. I can put a big tick on that one as A-OK working. You'll find my gold or black pen, gold or silver pen even. So that was what was in it when I got it, but obviously the one I had was dodgy as. Nice little tick on that one there. Job done. Interesting. So that one works. Now this valve here, I'm not sure if this is compatible or not. This is a VU39A, it says on the side. Anybody know what a VU39A is? Was that the manufacturer's code? I know Christoph did an amazing video the other day. I still haven't finished watching it yet, Christoph, because it was brilliant on identifying valves. I think that might be the maker's number because I've got all sorts of numbers on this. 10E574. I'm not going to plug it in because it does look like the same pin out, but I don't know. What else have we got here? We've got this one, MU14. So apparently this one is compatible as well. MU14. And the sheet I'm going off is this one. So if you look down the bottom here, this is V4, which is our rectifier. If I can find my mouse. Where's my mouse gone? Yeah, so the bottom one, V4 alert. So there's a 43 IU in there when I got it, this one. This is an MU14, which says it's a Marconi Osram, and this is marked Osram. Let's see if that one works. I'll tell you, that valve base is hellish tight. Right, let's wind it up from scratch again. Take it up to 150 and let it sit. And we have glowing. We are glowing. See, I went and bought that valve and I didn't have to, did I? Well, I did. I had to get a rectifier, but I didn't know at the time that I had these. Is this one going to work? Yes, it is.
A Villa free kick just inside the centre circle, no goals so far. Danny Gabidon.
Yeah, didn't quite get the press right there, Arsenal, from the goal kick. That was very easy for Aston Villa to kind of play out and play through the middle. Got the ball into Rodgers in a pocket of space.
Oh, poor pass by Torres on the halfway line. Arsenal taking off him. Erdegaard threading it through to the right for Saka. It's just stifled the momentum a little bit of Arsenal's attack, but not for long. Saka towards the back post. Kai Havertz left. Did he leap high enough, though, because it looked close to him? It's over his head. It's out of play on the opposite side for a Villa throw.
Yeah, the cross just looked like it was a little bit too high for him. Villa giving the ball away, and they break quickly, Arsenal. Saka down this right-hand side. Inside the 18-yard.
Another one works.
Torres drags it onto his right foot. He's got two options on the far post. Havertz is one of them. Actually looks like maybe he's not expecting the ball to...
Yeah, that's a worker as well. Good stuff. Let's give that one the old tick. That's two that work then. I've got one more here, I think, which is a Mazda UU5. Again, compatible. Well, Mazda UU5 is the brand new one that I bought here. That's a UU5 as well, although it's in a slightly different package, isn't it? Almost. Yeah, okay, this could be interesting. Let's wind it back. Take it up to 150. Still on lamp. It should hopefully come alive. Yeah, it's glowing. It's glowing. Valve spares of all sorts. Label a cardboard box somewhere safe. Cheers, Aaron. Catch you soon, mate. I hope it must be throat, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure on this one. Nothing's happening. 80 milliamps, 200 volts. Should be coming through by now. The heater's working. Yeah. We'll wind it up to 240, but
And it's come from the former Arsenal goalkeeper, Emi Martinez.
oh, it's working.
Good reaction save. Havertz making that late dart in behind, left-hand side of the 18-yard box. He gets fed in. The weight on the pass is really good, so we can take the strike on first time. Hits the target, decent save.
That one's low emissions, I think. If I bypass it.
Get across. Unable to. Yeah, good reaction save from Martinez.
Spent 11 years with Arsenal, Emi Martinez, so we'll certainly know.
It is working, but
has misplaced his pass from the halfway line. The Italian needed to go forward really for Moussa Diaby. It was behind him. And it's out for an Arsenal throw on the halfway line on the far left-hand side here in North London. 0-0. Arsenal and Aston Villa.
it is working, but I think that one's nowhere near as good as the other two because it took ages to come up. So I'll put a question mark on that one. I'll put low on it. I could do with finding out what this one is and whether that's compatible. Got one more with this pin out, and that's this one here. And this is a Phillips valve. Come on, Christoph. You're the Phillips valve man. Oh, that's a totally different valve. What on earth is that? That is a Phillips 1928. Phillips 1928. I'm sure that wasn't one of the Phillips ones. Alright, let's just have a look at my thing. So the Phillips ones are 1561 or 1867. So no, that one's definitely not compatible. Looks good though. It doesn't look broken. So VU39A you think might be compatible. Let's see what the Valve Museum says. Let's have a quick look at the Valve Museum. Let's have a little look at the Valve Museum. So we're on the Valve Museum, and this is a VU39A. CIV 51569. Full well rectifier supplied to the armed forces. It says the performance is close to that of the Mazda UU5. So let's look at the PDF. Ministry of Aircraft Production, look. Flipping heck. High vacuum full wave rectifier. Anode heater and cathode and heater. Yeah, I'm not going to risk plugging that in, but it might be. It might be compatible. I see, it says that, okay. If you look here, it's equivalent to the CV1569 and R3. I click on 1569, that's equivalent to the UU5, so it should work. Should we try it? What we need to do is put in the UU5 as well. So one anode, AAFF, A1, A2. Yeah, it's like the same pin out. Onto that. So the UU5 for 2.3, 500, 120. For 2.5, 400, 180. Very similar, isn't it? Anybody know what these figures? I mean, obviously VH. So this one will operate milliamps. I don't know what the little A is on the bottom. Anybody know the operating conditions? So it looks like it's what's the volts? VA 400. That one's 500. What do you think, Paul? So what do you think? I mean, the bottom one is the UU5. The top one is the, well, actually, I should have the VU39A on that, shouldn't I? Wow, blimmin' heck, it's almost the same. It's virtually identical, look. That is definitely a UU5. Yeah, this is a UU5 on the bottom. And this is this one. That's virtually the same, surely. There's only one figure that's different, and that's the end. No, this one. We've got to try it now, haven't we? going in. It's going in, people. It's kilo cure time. It's not going to deliver any more voltage, is it? So it's not going to damage the radio. Anybody got any ideas what these figures mean then? You know, whether that makes a difference? I mean, that's the heater voltage, the first one I take it, 4 volts, is it? Heater amps. You know, maybe that one needs a bit more ampage to run it, the heaters. But the other two figures are identical. It's going to work, isn't it? Those are maximum ratings, Joe. So it's going to work, isn't it? It's going to work. What could go wrong? What could go wrong, people? Fire in the hole. Let's wind her up. Okay, let's do it on 150, see how quick it comes up. It's lit. It's definitely lit. The filament's okay on him. Let's wait for him to start conducting. Yeah, he's coming up. That one works. How about that?
Great defending from Moussa Diaby. Went shoulder to shoulder with the other number 19, Leandro Trossard. Got the ball back, and then Trossard has committed a foul eventually on Diego Carlos.
Good defensive work from Diaby. Recovery runs from Aston Villa really good there. It's a potential Arsenal counter-attack was on. And it's going to be important for Aston Villa to have how quickly they kind of get back into shape. They don't want the game to be open and stretched because that will
240 volts.
Arsenal team, but Diaby doing really well to get back in and just help his full-back there.
1 win in their last 5, Aston Villa in the Premier League. They were 5 points clear of Spurs just over a month ago. And the same points coming into this afternoon's game.
She's a worker. Wow, that's interesting. Because normally, rectifiers, you tend to get, you know, you never know when you get a bag of unknowns. And rectifiers nearly always need, well, there's one of the valves that doesn't last as long maybe as the other ones. That one gets a big fat tick. Seal of approval. So really, it's quite a valuable valve stash, that, isn't it? I'm pleased with that. Oh, another tick. There we are. Just drop my pen lid now. That'll be the next thing. The pen will dry up. Got it. Yeah, we can measure that at some other time, but it's just good to know that I've got some valves that work should I need them again for anything, which I'm really pleased about. So really, we could put my brand new one to bed, couldn't we? And we could use this one until it fails. It'd be nice to get that one restored for Christmas, really. As I said, I have got the equivalent German radio here, which is a real beauty. You would have seen it if you watched my video. I think I've had it for about 2 years now. The last time I went to Wootton Bassett, I bought it, I think. No, the time before last. Cost me quite a lot of money, but it's in really good condition. So I will have the pair, the German and the British one. Was there any other countries that made sort of wartime radios? Sort of people's radios? And I don't know how the people's radio fits into the picture either. So let's use, I'm going to use that one there in it, which is the Osram MU14. That one came up pretty quick, that was good. So that's going to be the one. Let's move my pot away from the connections. Okay, can you see that glow in the rectifier?
Spinning the Belgians scored 2 goals against England, didn't he, in that friendly last month at Wembley, Yuri Tielemans.
There you are.
And here is Pau Torres. Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 0. All over in the rugby in the Champions Cup quarter-final, Adam Whitty.
Toulouse will face Harlequins in the semi-finals after crushing Exeter 64-26. 9 tries from the French side, 4 in 12 early second-half minutes decided things, and the 5-time champions really romped home at the end. Full-time, Toulouse 64, Exeter 26.
Thank you very much, Adam. No goals here between Arsenal and Aston Villa on 5 Live, but Villa have had the ball for the last couple of minutes now. They might be able to work something. Morgan Rogers on the edge of the box, went past one, couldn't get past Ben White, having initially breezed away from Saliba. Morgan Rogers, the young Villa attacker.
There we are.
With Crossot on the far left-hand side. With that, the home crowd from the Alexander Zinchenko side is that.
Yeah, it was just a straight ball played in to Morgan.
That's me messing with the aerial connection.
But Ben White did a good job on the cover, coming across in that right back position, and a really well-timed tackle.
Unai Emery down on the touchline, Danny.
He doesn't stop, does he?
It looks like he's at a rave down there. Arms going absolutely everywhere on the touchline. His Villa players are fit. I imagine he's pretty fit as well, considering the energy he has to put into 90 minutes on the touchline.
There we are. That is done. As far as electrics is concerned, I need to pop the diode off the bottom. Just going to do that in a minute, and then we are done. Don, what have you? Oh, you slept through it, Don. No way, Don. Sorry about that, Don. You fell asleep on the caps lock as well, by the looks of it. Right, so I'm just going to disconnect the diode, and we'll leave the West Tactor fitted as it was supposed to be. If I can get in there. There we are. Okay, people. Well, I'm going to call it a day at that, because as you can probably hear, I'm not feeling the greatest today. I was determined to get that working today, and thanks to everybody that helped me on that. And I mean, it will need an alignment probably. There's lots of other things to do to it yet, but I think we'll put that to bed for now. That'll be the last you see for a while on the Wartime radio. I've got to refinish the case, recreate the label on top, strip the chassis completely and give it a coat of zinc spray. Generally spruce it all up a bit, put it back together, and then it'll be sat with my other Volvo radios. Pride of place. Wartime radio, 1944. Brilliant. Still working. Amazing. So there you are, people. Thanks again for the tips and the super chats today. Always appreciated. And glad we got it working. So cheers, everybody, and I'll catch you next Sunday, if not before. And once again, please feel free to have a look drop a message in the comments, and don't forget to check out the description with all my bits from Amazon, including this this here, which I haven't done a review on yet, but you did see it in action last time. That's the 01 200 megahertz handheld oscilloscope, which is a fantastic bit of kit. I've been using this week trying to fault find this SW55, and it is really, really good. I'm well chuffed with that. I have got a fluke one here, which I'm going to send down to Aston at some stage, but this really is fantastic for what it is. Really great bit of kit. So say link for that's in the description. So I'll catch you all next week, and thanks for all your help today. If I can restart this, I shall get it going. Bye for now.